When working through the Identify function to develop the organizational understanding required to manage privacy risk in your organization, the Risk Assessment category provides the relevant guidance. At this stage we are not yet concerned with how risks are managed. The focus is on identifying risk factors and, in an age when use of technologies such as artificial intelligence and machine learning are prevalent, and the use of big data drives everything, we need to be really focused on identifying, recording and analyzing factors such as demographics, culture or even religion so that we can determine how they impact development of our policies and our approach to data processing. We can use a risk assessment tool to capture, score and rank these factors, and this will help us to develop appropriate priorities around the large amount of work that we have to do. Let's see how we can do this using Privacy Map. So our starting point is to access the Task Manager. This view contains tasks that were added as we worked through all of the functions, categories and subcategories. This task, Identify factors that could increase the risk of adverse data processing activities, is the one that focuses on recording contextual factors that impact data processing activities in applications and services used by the organization. The task has already been assigned an overall owner and it is in progress. We will select this task and navigate to the Risk Assessment tool. Here we can capture and present identified risks. At the moment we have only captured one risk, but we can see that each risk is assigned to a category and has a description and an owner. It also shows two sets of risk measures. The first is the pre-mitigated risk captured in terms of its impact and likelihood. A risk index is calculated from these components. The second set is an estimate of the residual risk once possible mitigation has been considered. And we can also capture a summary of the approaches to mitigation that are being considered. Recording additional risks is easy. Select Add and complete the form. We will enter a name for the risk and assign a category. These are pre-built categories, but you can add others. We will also add a description of the risk and apply estimates for impact and likelihood. The risk index is calculated. Now we can add some notes describing what options for mitigation are being considered. And finally our estimate of the residual risk if the mitigation described is applied. Now we will save this and it appears on our list of risks. Let's quickly add a couple more. Note that this tool has two components: the risk register and the risk map. Now that we have captured a few additional risk factors, we can take a look at the risk map, where we see that risks are ranked from highest to lowest risk index, and shown alongside the risk index is a value for the residual risk. This data is easily shared across the organization, and members of the privacy team can start to do the detailed work around developing detailed risk responses.